All right. I think we're live. Welcome everyone to the Seedify HODLer AMA tonight with Bloktopia. We are here tonight together with Ross Tavakoli, CEO and co-founder of Bloktopia, and Paddy Carroll, also a co-founder and CMO from Bloktopia. Bloktopia is going to be the sixth IGO that's going to be launched through Seedify. The sixth one since Seedify has been rebranded as a gaming launchpad. Seedify is a blockchain innovation hub where projects can launch their project and accelerate their development. To be able to participate in the IGOs that launch on Seedify, you have to be holding SFUND. SFUND is the token that will decide which tier you're in and how much tokens you will be able to buy on every IGO. This starts with 250 SFUNDs, and in that case, you'll be participating in a lottery. And if you're holding above 1,000 SFUND until 100,000 SFUND, you will have a guaranteed allocation. Myself, and George, we are from the Seedify HODLer team. The Seedify HODLer team is a team that has started since the launch of Seedify to come together. Basically, all the people that are holding SFUND and that support the project from the start until today, where we talk about the projects, where we talk about the price for SFUND, and where we also come together as a community to basically, if we want to get through our day, because the community is quite close to each other. So I want to give some time to Ross and Paddy to explain us more about themselves, their names, their background, where you guys are from, what made you decide to start Bloktopia, what are your plans in a few words with Bloktopia, and how do you see the future?
Yeah, sure. How are you guys? You okay today?
Hi.
Good.
Hi guys.
Hi everyone. Thanks for the intro. Look, I think you've touched on who we are, what our job titles are. Ross and I are old friends, met at university.
Yeah.
And Ross, you maybe touch on your background first, because Bloktopia is really your vision.
Yeah, so I'm from a crypto background. I've been involved in crypto since 2015, ridden the highs and lows of crypto, seen lots of bull markets, bear markets, and Paddy's from a marketing background. He'll tell you about his marketing background in a short while, but we came together with the concept of Bloktopia, and the concept behind Bloktopia is a community hub that would be established where the crypto community can meet in a metaverse, and it would demonstrate all of the projects that are available within crypto, exchanges, influencers, and bring the whole of crypto together as one into a metaverse. So we came up with this concept, and Paddy's from a marketing background, and there's lots of marketing plays within Bloktopia. Paddy will maybe explain about his marketing background.
We're based in the UK, guys. I've worked for some pretty big brands in the UK, like BT Group, Flutter Entertainment. I'm from a very kind of corporate commercial background, not a crypto background as such, but Ross started speaking to me about this idea, and I guess I could just see the opportunity in it. I think it has been built with lots of commercial opportunities in mind, and that's something that we wanted to focus on. There's, if you can imagine, you can see behind us here the trailer, so this is already giving a good flavour of what Bloktopia is. It's actual in-game footage. So, but if you can imagine this tower, this virtual reality tower that emerges out of a sort of archaic, decaying world, and Bloktopia is that. We've got Times Square style advertising on the outside, and I suppose subtler, more thought through advertising on the inside. So this isn't just one big advert. There's lots of really cool influencers, exchanges, projects, and brands. Primarily, we're focusing on crypto. We want everything cryptocurrency focused to be in Bloktopia, but brands that sort of extend out of that and are on the border of being in the crypto or NFT world as well.
Okay, thank you very much. So basically what you guys are trying to do is create a virtual world where people that are participating in cryptocurrency, that are participating in projects in cryptocurrency, but also the project themselves and also brands outside of the blockchain, basically they can participate in your Bloktopia world to meet each other, to showcase their product, and to basically network together, from my understanding.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
So if
think the best way that I like to describe it, Marcus, is it's like a shopping mall, really, but this kind of mad futuristic cyberpunk version of a shopping mall. And instead of just retail, you've just got everything cryptocurrency related in there. It might be a news site, it might be an influencer, an exchange, a new project. They're the stores instead of kind of just retail stores.
Yeah, we have like crypto casinos in there, crypto racetracks where you can race your horse racing NFT. Lots of play to earn opportunities in there. So we're sort of very much gamifying and making it an immersive experience for all of the users. And you can interact on a normal laptop or a desktop, or you can even use VR headsets to interact with the Bloktopia metaverse.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. That sounds very awesome, and also able to expand to a wide direction in the future. So if you had to explain just in a short moment, in 2 minutes, to the people that are watching later, you mentioned a bit about Bloktopia, but if you had basically to make a tagline, what is Bloktopia about, and why would people choose to become Bloktopians? What would you guys say?
Well, the taglines learn and play, create, and I think those four areas kind of cover off everything that you can do within Bloktopia. We're also calling it the home of crypto, and that's sort of our proposition here. We think the cryptocurrency world is great, and you know there's lots of things that are awesome about it already, and we're not saying we want to kind of change that, but it can be quite ubiquitous. There are things in lots of different places. You guys yourselves might go on several different websites or apps or news outlets, or engage in different content and different social media channels. We just want it all in one place, and we want to do it in this really cool metaverse where things that you can't do on 2D platforms and you can do in our space. You know, there's lots of opportunities in the future for it to extend into live streams, concert shows. It's the future, really. It's the future world, and I think that's why we're really kind of excited that we're able to build this idea into a metaverse.
And with it being a virtual reality world, we have no sort of boundaries about what can be done. So there's no restrictions on where this concept can go. So like Paddy says, we might host Jake Paul's next boxing match in there. We might host concerts in there. And the world's and sky's the limit.
That's very cool. So basically, you pretend to do something unique on the blockchain. So with other projects, would you put Bloktopia on par? And how do you guys differentiate it? Basically on the blockchain and out of the blockchain, if there's any similar, so people who doesn't invest on blockchain can know about it.
Yeah, so there are similar, there are metaverses out there. Lots of the metaverses that currently exist, like Decentraland, NetBRK, they all exist from more of the gaming aspect. So they're focused on the gaming aspect of blockchain. So Bloktopia is very different because we focus on the business side of crypto, where people can come and learn about things. They can come and play to earn like you can in other games as well. So we've focused on a different aspect, more of an immersive. We've got very high quality graphics in our game, which we don't feel are being sort of used in other metaverses currently. So we are similar to other metaverses in that we're a metaverse, but I don't think there's any other projects out there that have any similarities to ours in regards to the marketing aspects, the marketing opportunities, the way that crypto projects can get involved and come into this like crypto hub and make it a place for not just the gaming people of crypto, but the whole of crypto. Anyone who likes crypto can come and get involved with Bloktopia.
All right, so looking at Bloktopia, people that are thinking about getting in, what can they imagine about Bloktopia, the experience? So it's going to be a virtual world. Is a virtual are virtual goggles required, like the Oculus, or can people go inside without those goggles? And if they go without, what's the difference compared to going in with them?
So as you can see on the screen behind us, like this is just like the web platform. So you can log in via your web browser. This is the experience you're going to get. You just can do that on your laptop or your desktop, like I said earlier. We also have a VR experience that, yeah, you can use an Oculus. Oculus is a very popular headset. We use the Oculus ourselves, and you can experience it in virtual reality. So put your headset on, and you're next Ready Player One. Basically, you're ready to go, and you're ready to enter the crypto world and go and explore what you want to find.
And there will be all the elements of gaming kind of in there. You'll have your own avatar, you'll be able to customize them, you'll be able to buy things. We're hoping in time to be able to kind of sync up retail in the real world and with NFTs. So, for instance, you might be able to go in and buy some Nike trainers for your avatar and actually get those delivered to your house as well at the same time. So we're looking at opportunities like that as well. So, there is a gaming element to that, and it's part of the 4 parts of our strapline. But as Ross has touched on, this is very commercial and business focused as well, and it's about bringing information and content together in one place.
Okay, so basically, I will want to know, why should I put my virtual gear and use Bloktopia? Why will I be part? Why will I be? Sorry. Why will? No, sorry. I'm sorry. Why should I play Bloktopia? That's basically the question. Sorry for my part.
That's fine.
Well, if you want to explore things in crypto that you maybe don't know about, you can put on your VR headset, you can enter via your laptop or desktop, you can come and have a walk around Bloktopia, you can explore the different levels. If you're interested in NFTs, you can have a look at NFT galleries. If you're interested in crypto gambling, you can go and gamble in the crypto casino. If you're interested in listening to what influencers have to say, come and listen to BitBoy talk in the auditorium. The opportunities are endless of the things you can do in Bloktopia. You might discover things that you never knew in Bloktopia, and I think that's what we're trying to sort of get across to people, that we're bringing all of the different aspects of crypto into one central hub, and it will be the go-to place for people to find out things about crypto and learn about things that they maybe didn't know.
Yeah, and on the gaming side, you've got a couple of examples on the trailer behind us that we've included. We've got one called Block Party, which is a free-to-play daily game. You can come in and win block. Absolutely free to enter Bloktopia anyway, but free to play the game, and you can try out to win block on a daily basis. There's also play to earn opportunities, so you can almost like buy a ticket for a raffle type mechanic to enter the opportunity to win a Lamborghini. So again, that's playing out in the background, and that's a real car that we'll be giving away. So the winner of that will actually get a Lamborghini sort of delivered to their door.
Okay.
So look, it's about content primarily. There's lots of information, but there's lots of cool stuff in there as well. And things you can.
Yeah. So one of the things that you mentioned, which is part of your tagline, is learn. Let's say one of my friends knows a little about cryptocurrency, but he's into VR, let's say. So I introduce him to Bloktopia and say, okay, hey, you can join Bloktopia. It's a nice 21-story virtual experience where you can learn about cryptocurrency. Could you explain to us how they will learn more? So how is the educational part organized?
Yeah, so there'll be like educational hubs within Bloktopia. You can go in and it will guide you from the very basics of crypto, like how to set up a wallet, how to use MetaMask, and it will give you sort of like a step-by-step tutorial on how to get involved in crypto, tell you about things to be aware of in crypto, like potential scams, etc., show you resources or guide you to places that can give you information, like maybe to the CoinMarketCap virtual office where you can gain information on upcoming IDOs, or you can look at prices and graphs and charts, etc. So we'll guide people from very basic things in crypto up to like staking, running nodes. There'll be all sorts of educational things. So you can start, it's like a crypto university. You start your education with the very basics, and then you can qualify and become a crypto master as quickly or as slowly as you want to.
And all the while, we're sort of aiming to get the biggest and best brains in crypto really in our auditorium. We're going to have an auditorium on level 6, so there'll be we're almost going to have a media booking schedule where there'll be lots of talks taking place on a daily basis, which will be kind of getting live streamed out of that auditorium, and people will be able to go along and consume that information. So obviously that'll be set at very different levels depending on how experienced one is in the cryptocurrency space.
Okay, we talked about friends that they may join, but in game, how will we be able to talk to them? Will there be like a chat, or we will be able to talk via voice chat or anything? So how will this work?
You can't obviously talk to everybody. You can only talk to your friends. But if you see someone, you can interact with them. If they want to interact with you again, you can forge that partnership. Once that partnership's forged, you can then both talk to each other, whether it's via a headset or via a chat mechanism. The choice is up to you guys. You can then add friends as favorites. So when you spawn into the world, you can see where friends are if they allow that functionality. So you can go and meet them. So yeah, you can meet up with friends in Bloktopia as you meet up with friends at, in a city centre or anywhere else you may go with your friends, a concert or a festival. It's exactly the same as that.
And I suppose one of the interesting things which will develop here is, again, you can sort of see from the trailer, we've got a lot of big crypto brands in the virtual sort of office spaces that we have in there at the moment. But higher up the tower, and we anticipate that people will be buying those spaces for themselves, just their own. And so they've got their own space where they can invite friends along to socialise in the same way that you kind of would do anywhere else.
Yeah, and you can give basically wallet access to your friends so they can enter your room, and then you can restrict people from coming into your room, or you can maybe make your room open so anyone can come in and interact with you. If you want to make it private, you can put that restriction on as well.
And by the way, how do we will connect with friends? Will we connect the wallets, or do we need to create an account and then we will connect both accounts?
Yeah, so when you come into Bloktopia, you create your avatar. Your avatar is connected to your wallet as well, so they're both connected to each other. So when you connect with a friend via an avatar or a wallet address, you're then connected, and then you can remove friends, you can add friends, etc. So you'll know when your friends are online, and you can go and meet with them. And then if they allow the Find Me functionality, you can see where they are within Bloktopia. Or like Paddy said, if they're in one of the spaces that they've purchased via the NFT land sale, you could come and meet in your games room or wherever you've created and developed yourself.
Okay.
I'm actually right here on the spot imagining that you guys launch like some sort of game in Bloktopia, like an MMORPG, and wearing those VR glasses and meeting up with 4 friends, and we go all together in a dungeon with a sword, when you're fighting MMORPGs, with your mouse and your keyboard, but instead now you're doing it with your own hands and the glasses on.
Sure. Hey, look, let's make it a date. We can make that happen very soon.
Yeah. So people are learning, people are meeting, but people would also like to see to acquire something. Part of what they can acquire are blocks and NFTs. Could you explain to us how will it make Bloktopia more interesting for us, involving the blocks and the NFTs? So how can we get them, and what will they add for us?
Yes, do you want to talk about Adblock, Paddy? I'll talk about Reblog,
yeah,
maybe?
Makes sense. We've got every NFT within Bloktopia is revenue generating, and there's 2 forms that Ross just mentioned, Adblock and Reblog. Adblock is essentially your share of advertising. So we've hooked up with an in-game advertising company called Anzu. One of their lead investors is WPP, so they've got major global brands that are ready to advertise from day one in Bloktopia. There will be adverts, 5 different totems on each level that you can buy NFTs for which is this Adblock. Essentially, once you've purchased the NFT, you will get a share of the advertising revenue that NFT generates. So you not only sort of get that revenue, but there's also the asset appreciation that you would get with an NFT anyway. So it's sort of two ways of making income from Adblock.
And then we also have Reblog, which is the real estate within Bloktopia. So we have some anchor tenants already. They've just popped up on the screen, some of them already, so that's quite handy. So like we have like Jake Paul, we have Polygon, we have Avalanche have an office, Dex Tools have an office, Collateral have an office, Bloktopia have their own office in there as well. DuckDAO, PokerStarter, we've got many sort of companies of crypto projects who are coming into Bloktopia, some that we can't release yet because we're just signing the final agreements with them. But what happens is you can purchase part of their virtual office via the NFT mechanism, and then that NFT will generate you a revenue like as if you owned a property, an office in the real world that generates revenue from rental income. So again, these NFTs are revenue generating, and not only do you get the asset appreciation, you also get a residual income from the rental of the space that you own.
So, okay, you own things. There are, if I'm not mistaken, there will be 21 floors, and I want to ask about the 21st floor. That it's called the gaming floor. I think it will be the go-to destination for many Seedify investors since it's in a gaming platform. What are your plans on that game? You just talk about an MMORPG, but how will the MMORPG fit in our floor?
Yeah, so on the 21st level is obviously our penthouse of the Bloktopia tower. So we've allocated it to be sort of a fun zone for everyone. So gaming zone. When we say gaming, we're focused on RPGs, like you've said, horse racing track up there, car racing track up there, virtual blackjack, virtual poker. So you can gamble with crypto. You can play these games that you want to play. Lots of play to earn opportunities up there as well. And these spaces are currently being taken up by crypto projects who are going to move their games into those spaces.
And we're also talking, we can't get full details, we're under NDA with a couple of companies, but we're talking to brands that don't typically sit in the crypto space as well about what they can do for us up there. So, I guess I see it as, platforms like Twitch, which have talent on there, that talent belongs in Bloktopia as well. And so we're going to be looking at who we can bring in that space.
All right, thank you. So actually, while we're talking about the 21st floor and gaming, we have a little giveaway for this AMA. There's a Gleam link posted below the YouTube video for everyone that's watching and for everyone that might be watching later on. I'm at this point not entirely sure how long it's still going to be online, but I think it's going to be online a little bit longer after this AMA. So for everyone that hasn't participated yet, please participate. The giveaway is total 250 BUSD divided over 3 people. I believe the first 2 that are chosen will receive 100 BUSD per person, and the third one will receive 50 BUSD from this giveaway. So let's move on to the next part. So between the first floor and the 21st floor, there's 19 more floors, or is it 18 in the UK, because you have like ground floor and then you have first floor, but for all the floors in between, so you can buy a section there, like a room or like an office. So speaking about those additional floors, first of all, can you explain the difference between each floor? Like, is there are they categorized? And second of all, are there different sizes? And then besides that, what can people use it for? Is it going to be like a hotel, so people can buy a space there and convert it into a hotel room? Let's say they buy multiple rooms, they build their own hotel within Bloktopia. Is it going to be an apartment? Could you explain a bit more about this?
Yeah, so we have different levels, as you said. So the different levels are slightly different. So levels 1 to 5 are multiple ownership rooms. So these are rooms that we've split down into multiple NFTs, virtual offices for crypto projects. So you can own part of maybe your favorite crypto project's virtual office. As we go higher up the tower, we have single ownership spaces which can purchase by NFTs. If you own a single ownership NFT, you can develop that space out exactly as you want. You could turn it into your own casino if you wanted to. You could turn it into an apartment. You could turn it into a bar. You could turn it into an NFT gallery. It's your space for you to develop out as you please. So you have to decide whether you want to be part of a revenue generating NFT, which is going to be a virtual office. It's going to be rented out to a tenant like Polygon, or if you want a virtual space that's your own, where you're going to turn it into a bar, and it's probably not going to generate you any revenue unless you can charge your friends for some virtual beers that they have in there. So that's the two different aspects, the single ownership and the multiple ownership NFTs.
Okay, thank you for that. So I want to go a little bit deeper about the floor 1 to 5. As you say, that's shared ownership with multiple people. Could you explain a little bit how the technical part here works? I read a little bit in your white paper about the fact that you can purchase it with another person. Let's say I'm just mentioning here out of the blue. Let's say the price of 50,000 block tokens shared with two friends, 20,000 for one, 20,000 for the other one, 10,000 for the other one, and that's where we work cut out. So let's say that we organize it like that, so we share it. Could you explain how the technical part is arranged here? Is it going to be a smart contract that establishes the rights for each person, and how are actions executed? Let's say I'm the 20,000 holder and I want to put a different wallpaper, I want to buy a desk, or I want to buy a bar, or I want to put a swimming pool or something else. How is this arranged?
Yeah, so the multiple ownership spaces, we manage ourselves, Bloktopia as a company. So our job is to make a space that's ready for people to come in and interact. What lots of the other metaverses do is they sell these spaces, they lie dormant and empty for a long period of time, nothing happens, no development. So what we've done is we've taken the initiative to onboard tenants into those spaces. So those spaces will be occupied by crypto projects. You guys don't have to do anything as the NFT holders apart from sit there and collect your rent from the NFTs, and you own a piece of that history and a piece of that project's virtual office. So you don't have any decisions to make in regards to whether there's going to be a bar in there or a wallpaper. There will be a DAO established for every virtual space that will be run by the NFT holders. So if, for instance, Polygon as a tenant wanted to propose something to do in the virtual office, they'd make that proposal to the DAO. As an NFT holder, you'd have a vote on that proposal, and then the majority vote of the DAO would decide on the decision for the space. So, for instance, maybe Polygon's office, there's another crypto project comes and says, this is in a premium space on the ground floor where everyone spawns into Bloktopia. We'd like to acquire that office. We'd like to make you an offer to pay you 10 times as much as Polygon are paying you in rent. Would you accept our offer? The DAO will then make a decision whether they want to stay with Polygon because they've been a good tenant and they're a supporter of Polygon, or if they'd like to switch to the tenant who wants to pay them more money and they're more familiarized with that project as such. In the single ownership spaces, there's no DAO. The one NFT holder has total decision over what happens within that space, and you can do exactly as you want. So you can buy NFTs from our NFT marketplace, populate the space out as you like, and do what you like in there, as long as it's not illegal.
Okay. No, okay, I think that's basically about the Bloktopia game and the tower. People will want to know, how will you earn in Bloktopia? You talked about staking and the NFTs giving there's a NFT giving money, well, not money but tokens. So what is beyond Blok? And also there's something called Blockbit. Can you talk a little bit about it, and why should I be interested in the Blockbit?
Yeah, so I think we've mainly covered all the revenue sort of generating NFTs. So, if you own one of these NFTs in a virtual office, you're going to get paid rental income. As bigger tenants move into those spaces, the value of the NFT increases. So it's twofold. the asset appreciation and the revenue generated from it. There's also the play to earn opportunities with games within Blocktopia, like Paddy explained, Block Party. When you walk into Block Party, come and spin our wheel every single day. It's free to play, spin the wheel, win some block. That's just one of the simple games within Blocktopia. There's going to be other play to earn opportunities in there too. Paddy will explain to you about Blockbit and what we have installed for that.
Yeah, I mean, this is a concept, I guess, at this stage. What we think is really important, and I think it plays into the mystique almost that surrounds new projects in the crypto space is to be able to give an opportunity and a platform for new projects to be able to come into Bloktopia and talk to people who might be interested in their project and might be able to help them out. So it's effectively an investment tank concept which we're looking at. Sitting within Bloktopia, we'll be able to kind of publicize it around the space. We'll be able to invite small projects in or new projects in that we can kind of vet ourselves and make sure a legit operation. And once we've done that, give them a platform to be able to talk to people directly and be able to help them build on their project.
Yeah, have AMAs like this, but with a more immersive experience within our auditorium. And being sat in the auditorium gives you the opportunity to potentially get involved with that project via investment, maybe.
Okay, thank you for that. So everyone that participates in Bloktopia may want to have some assurance that their their NFTs and what they hold within Bloktopia is safe from a technical perspective. In order to guarantee a part of this, the project will have to be audited. I believe that Bloktopia is being audited by Zokyo, if I'm not mistaken. Could you explain? What's that, sorry?
Yeah, multiple audits. So Zokyo have done some audits for us. We also work with a company called Venly. Venly are auditing all of our NFT smart contracts. So yeah, we've put the belt and braces on and not just gone for one audit. We've gone for multiple audits.
And we'll continue to do so. You know, over time, security is really important in Bloktopia. So we're putting that kind of at the top of our priorities.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, thanks for that. Can't hear you, George. I think we have to try to learn to read his lips. Any of you guys know how to do that?
Sorry. I think this will be the last question I'm gonna ask, and then we will let the community ask you whatever they want. How will you prevent fraudulent use of Bloktopia? For example, fake projects joining the Bloktopia or rug pulls from the projects that are in the Bloktopia tent.
Yeah, so the projects that come into Bloktopia have to go through, if they want to come into one of the multiple ownership spaces, that's the onboarding that we do for Bloktopia and for the NFT holders. So we make sure the projects are legitimate, bona fide projects, so there's no chance of something that we think might be trying to pull scams or do anything fraudulent would be able to get into one of these multiple ownership spaces. If a project occupied a single ownership space and they were doing something that was illegal or there were reports of fraud, like we'll have police inside Bloktopia. So the community will act as police and they can report things to us if they think there's something suspicious. We can get onto that straight away. If a particular single ownership room is doing something they shouldn't be doing, we'll close that down immediately and make an investigation and make a decision whether that room should open up again or it should stay shut, and we'll remove the ownership and rights of that NFT. So we're building a crypto-friendly space where it's safe as well for people to come and interact without the risk of being scammed, etc.
I just want to add a question to that part, because how does it go within Bloktopia when it comes to disownership and the closure of the rights? Also, let's say I'm an owner of a section in Bloktopia I bought it for, let's say, 3 years because I think, okay, it's going to take time for Bloktopia to grow, let's say. So I'm just going to leave it there for 2 years without touching, without building, without developing. Will I lose it? Let's say if people report that it's already empty for 1 year or 2 years, or can there be another way that I all of a sudden lose the rights to this place?
No, so we're not like a metaverse like Decentraland where you have an empty plot of land that you have to develop. You will have an office, a building that we've put there in that space for you. Your job is to populate the inside of that space. So the door will be closed if you want it to be closed. The door can be open if you want it to be open. That's your choice. If you're in the space, you can do whatever you like within that space, as long as it's not illegal, as long as you're not trying to pull scams or trying to defraud people out of their money or their crypto. So it's your space to do as you please. The only thing that we don't like is we don't like people trying to rip off other people. And that's where we have a problem. And that's where we have to step in and take action because, you know, safety and security within Bloktopia are very high on our priority list.
Yeah, okay, thanks for that. Before we go on to the community questions, could you give us a little bit more information about who else you guys are working with?
Yeah, so we have a team of 30 developers that's headed up by our CTO, Simon Benson. He was the founder of PlayStation Virtual Reality. He was head of immersive technology at Sony Entertainment Group for 10 years. There's no sort of better man in the world who could build out a metaverse, in our opinion, from a virtual reality aspect. We have a great team on board. As you can see our trailer here, you can look at it on YouTube in your own time, some sounds on there, and there's a few more trailers coming out in the coming days. You can see the quality of the work that we've done in the last sort of 3 months. We've put this work together so far, so we're working very quickly. We've got quite a big team, and you can sort of see the quality compared to other metaverses out there.
And it's all been built in the Unity engine, guys. So everything you see here is the game. This isn't just the kind of trailer we've put together, and you'll get a further flavour of that when we have the walkthrough of level 1, which will be coming out in the next day or so.
Yeah, there's no sort of VFX in this. This is actual in-game. So when we, like Paddy says, when we go through the walkthrough, it looks exactly the same as this. When you're playing the game, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, okay. Before we head on to the community questions, I would like to add to everyone, obviously this is live. We are also recording this session. After we finish this session, which is in roughly 15 minutes from now, we will prepare the upload on YouTube. So this entire session will be available for the whole public on YouTube. Also to inform both of you, Ross and Paddy. We discussed it before. Could you just confirm for us that it's all good for you?
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely fine.
Okay, let's move on to the community questions.
Sebastian will pop up a question for us. Okay, so OP asked about where does the technology your project uses come from? Are you afraid that one day your project's technology will be obsoleted by other projects' technology? If that happens, how would you solve it?
Yeah, so as Paddy just mentioned a few moments ago, we use a gaming engine called Unity to develop the visuals for Bloktopia. And then the back end is powered by the Polygon network. So they're two sort of very, very, very big concerns within the technology in the crypto world. So they're constantly evolving, they're constantly developing. We've decided to integrate the two together to build Bloktopia. And we've got not only our team that are using these technologies, but we've got the teams that are behind Unity and Polygon who are constantly evolving their technology to enable us to do Bloktopia. So as technology moves on, which is pretty much on a daily basis, we're ever evolving with that evolution.
Yeah, I think I'm right in saying that Unity is one of the two biggest engines, along with the Unreal gaming engine. You guys will know, you're really close to the gaming world. You know, scenes from Unreal and Unity are being used in movies at the moment. It's cutting edge at this time, and we feel that it's the right place to be building Bloktopia.
Yep. Let's move on to the next question. Same person. As crypto users, we do not want to lose our assets to some scam project that run away and disappear with our money. Okay, so why would we participate in Bloktopia I think that's an important question for both short term and long term.
Yeah, so I can understand that there's projects that do sort of promise the world and deliver not much, but as you can see, we've already started our development. We've put lots of time, effort, money into to get to this stage already. We're very far along our development process. You can actually come in and use Bloktopia here on level 1 if we were to release it in a public version. Obviously, we're working on it constantly, and we want to get it to our very best state before we release that. But we've not come here with we've come here with a concept, but we've also come here with a physical product that we've built, as you can see behind us.
Yeah, just add to that as well, guys. My background's building, nurturing, developing brands, thinking about medium and long term, and so that's exactly, I've applied that to Bloktopia. I'm certainly not here for the short term. There's a lot of thought that's gone into our proposition, our target audience, our community, how we build things in the right way with our look and feel. And they'll continue to be, and we're trying to bring the right content, the right people on board to help us develop that.
And we also have backing from, some of the biggest VCs in the crypto space, some of the biggest crypto projects in the space. They all do very extensive due diligence, as do Seedify before we were onboarded to our IGO with Seedify. So, we've been thoroughly vetted before we got to this stage. So, yeah, rest assured, we're here for the long term.
Okay. Yeah, that's usually what people want to be in the long term always. So Jonas asked, what regulatory risk could affect your project? I suppose it means some legal aspects by the government or something.
Yeah, so we've explored this as well. We have legal counsel based out in Singapore. They have given us an undertaking that we do not pose any risks as being security, etc. So as far as our lawyers are concerned, we're fully compliant in all of our aspects that we're operating a crypto business in the correct manner.
That's good, because the last thing you want when you have a real successful project is that after some time it all of a sudden disappears because of legal reasons. So there's a Reblog and Adblock in Bloktopia. Could you explain the differences between those two, and what do people have to do to join in Bloktopia?
Yeah, I think we've probably touched on it in a bit of detail, but just to really quickly recap, Reblog stands for the real estate block, and that is where if in a multiple ownership NFT, you would become almost a landlord and earn revenue from rental income. Adblock's advertising block, and in the same way you'd earn income from advertisers that will advertise within Bloktopia.
Yep, exactly.
It's worth mentioning as well, our NFT Quarter will be opening next week, so we're hoping to be able to get some news out soon about how we're at.
And that's where you'll be able to purchase the NFTs. So we'll have different phases of land sales where you can come and you can purchase the land within Bloktopia. If you want to purchase the Adblock or the Reblog, you're going to need our block token. That's the only way you can buy the Adblock or Reblog. And there'll be some land sales that will launch very, very, very soon.
Okay. I don't know if there's any more questions. Okay. The same guy asked, currently holders are very interested in BSC, Solana, Ethereum. The main reason, why did you choose Polygon chain? Do you plan to expand the ecosystem to other blockchains, like maybe creating another shopping mall, as you called in BSC, for example?
At the moment, we're just focusing on Polygon. So the reason we chose Polygon is it's lots of gaming projects choose Polygon because it's very quick to deal with the gaming and the high footfall that would be needed for the number of transactions that would happen in Bloktopia. Also, the costs of transactions on the Polygon-matic blockchain are very minimal. So it's very cheap and it's very quick. So it's been the best network for us to use at the moment. As an example, if we were to use the Ethereum network, I'm sure lots of the Bloktopians would be very unhappy if they had to pay like $20, $30, $40 per transaction within Bloktopia or interaction within Bloktopia. So Polygon's like 0.0001 cents, so it's very affordable to all, and yet it was a logical platform and blockchain that for us to choose. So at the moment, we've got no plans to build on any other blockchain at the moment because we've obviously got our hands full with building on Polygon.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, could you explain us a bit about the MVP? When are you planning to launch that? So when can people first join Bloktopia?
Yeah. So what's currently ready, you can kind of see behind us, we've pretty much finished off level 1 now. We've actually built that. It is, so we're playing around in it ourselves. We can go in there and have a little walk around ourselves. So we've got the game on our laptops. We're going to release a video walkthrough first of all, and then we're going to look into the possibility of potentially getting a few gamers on board to sort of test out the game for us, but it will just be the 1 level. We've obviously got 20 more levels to build. We're aiming for Q1 2022 for kind of Bloktopia to be live, so that's our focus.
And that will coincide with the end of our land sale. So we anticipate land sales will happen every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks we'll release a new phase of the land sale. That will happen over a 24-week period, and at the end of that 24-week period, around March 2022, Bloktopia will be finished and ready to be used by everyone. And Bloktopia will be able to go in there, and they won't just find lots of empty spaces. As we said earlier, we're onboarding projects and anchor tenants into Bloktopia. So when people go into Bloktopia, there's not just empty offices, empty spaces everywhere. There'll be stuff for people to do. There'll be projects for people to interact with. There'll be things going on in the auditorium, TED Talks, AMAs. So yeah, there'll be lots to do when we open straight away.
Okay, we will do the last question, and then there will be no more question. Okay, so please, the pop-up. Roberto asked, what are your future plans apart from the Skyscraper? And I will add myself, what would you plan to do in the future to make players stay on your game?
So we don't have any future plans at the moment beyond the Skyscraper, because obviously building the Skyscraper is still a very big task for us to do. So that's our main focus at the moment. We're not sort of thinking about doing anything else in regards to the Skyscraper. There's other concepts that we want to bring into Bloktopia. So they're a bit confidential at the moment, but we're flashing them out, and they'll be released in the future. But the 21-story Skyscraper or Bloktopia is our main focus at the moment, so don't have any plans for the future to build a second Skyscraper yet. If Bloktopia becomes a massive sellout and we have too many projects that want to come into Bloktopia, then we do have the potential to build a second Skyscraper, and that could be something that we build on another network like Solano or like BSC.
And we're doing lots of, just to kind of cover off the second part of the question, we're doing lots of research with our target audience, really trying to understand likes and interests. And actually, once Bloktopia launches, it'll be really interesting to see how people interact. We'll have analytics throughout that'll show us kind of how that happens and develops. I think it's about looking at trends. It's about looking at what people are interested in, what content's being consumed, and how we get that into Bloktopia, so that we just have more and more reasons on a daily basis for people to come into our metaverse.
All right, thank you. So do you have anything that you feel that you missed out to say, something that really needs to be added through one of the questions that we've asked before? Or did you feel like, okay, I really want to say something, or I want to have like a final pitch about Bloktopia before we close off this AMA?
Well, I think Paddy and I had a discussion before we started the AMA, and what we'd like to do for the Seedify community is we'd like to we're going to run a competition which we'll set up after we come off this call. We'll share it with you guys. You guys can maybe share it in your Twitter, and we're looking to give away an NFT within Bloktopia to one winner of the competition. So as well as the competition that you announced earlier, where you can win some BUSD, you can also win a space or an NFT within Bloktopia. So keep your eyes peeled to the announcements of Seedify and of Bloktopia on our Twitters, and you'll see the competition. We'll launch it today.
Okay, thank you very much. I think everyone is looking forward to that one. It would be awesome to have an NFT available for ourselves, the lucky winner within Bloktopia. I want to thank you, Ross and Paddy, for being with us here today, to spend your time to explain to our community, but not only our community, to everyone basically that's watching this AMA later on, what Bloktopia is, where you guys came from, what Bloktopia stands for, what it's going to be, what people can do on the first floor, on the floors in between, on the top floor, and how you guys utilize the token within Bloktopia. And what kind of people are going to be in Bloktopia. So thank you very much for being here with us. Also, thank you, George, for being here again today. And I want to thank everyone for watching. Please don't forget to participate in the competition in the Gleam, the one that's posted below this video. And also, please keep your eyes open for the one that's about to be posted soon by Ross and Paddy, to have a chance for the NFT. So once again, everyone, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe the video. We're gonna have more AMAs coming up soon. So yeah, please stay posted, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
coming.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming, and we will be seeing